our body a little bit. I'm going to tilt my camera up a tiny bit. I think it's a little bit low. There we go. Right, let's grab a ball. Let's just jump right into Monday morning. So let's have a little bit of action with the body. So let's just let everything flop up and down and let the events of the weekend come to the starting point of our week. Let's take a ball. Let's just pass it around your body. Put it on your head for a second. Tap your shoulders, tap your body, your legs, your knees. Just feel the moment. And let's just take a bit of a jump up and down. Let's use it as a bit of a warm-up. So this week, what we're going to do is we are going to... I was trying to think about a theme over the weekend, and I was looking into mindfulness itself. So I thought this week we'd actually dig into mindfulness itself. Let me just let whoever's coming, I think this is Raquel. Let's dig in. First question I've got for you this morning to switch your brains on is what is mindfulness? And that's a question for you to ask yourself. So we're going to do this before we jump into any gratitude. We're going to throw the ball back and forth. We're just going to have a minute of just thinking about mindfulness, what that word means to you. Maybe the first time you heard it. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths in there. Let's take another deep breath in. As we breathe out, let's give ourselves a smile this morning. Okay, really big feel here, smile. So big breath in. And then a smile out. And before we jump on to gratitude, I was looking through the internet this morning and I was like, oh, I want a quote for mindfulness to get our week started off. Something really easy to understand about what mindfulness is. And the best one that I found was, it's a way of being as our life unfolds. A way of being as our life unfolds. And I want to dig into that. I found some really interesting things this morning. A really interesting crossovers to juggle in. So before we get there, let's just take some moments to think about what we're grateful for right now in this moment. Thinking about being mindful, thinking about being aware right now in this moment of how we feel and taking that gratitude into those thoughts. So let's take a deep breath in as we are specific this morning about what we're grateful for. Maybe bring that ball to your face. Listen to the sounds. Bring it really close to your ear. And I want you to find something new this morning, as well as what you're already thinking. Something new, something that you've not been thinking about before, something that you're grateful for right now that you've maybe not brought into your mind before. Last week we dug into the things that were around our space that we don't always think about, but maybe think about something in that same way that you're grateful for this morning. Morning, Ben. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a body scan this morning, just to check in with how we feel, okay? So what I want you to do is we're going to use one ball. We're going to take that ball to a 3. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to move through our body and we're going to bounce the ball off our body and catch it again. So we're going to start with our head. Okay, so on our head, and we're going to bounce it. Let's do each one a couple of times. Then we're going to go to our left shoulder. Boom. 2 times on the left shoulder and then on the right shoulder. Next one is your chest. We're going to move down the body. Chest, twice on the chest. Next one, the hips. So we really want a good boom here. That is totally not working for me this morning. See if you can get that ball shooting up in the air rather than across. Means more hip action in the room this morning. Yes, got it. 2 on each hip. Feel that ball hit and then catch it again. The next one is on our thighs. 2 on the left, and then 2 on the right. A lot of little volleys. Okay, next one on our lower leg. So we can, any way you want to, you can do it that way, do it this way, up to you. 2 on the left, and 2 on the right. And then the final one's on our feet. Oh, that's an easy one. 2 on the left and 2 on the right. And then as soon as you've moved down your body, let's just take all of that energy. Let's refine those thoughts of gratitude, and let's just take a couple of breaths in as we smile with that tummy. Okay, and what I want you to do is I want you to find your way to grab a second ball. And we're going to start off this morning with looking at the key elements of mindfulness. Okay, but before we do that, what I want you to do is I want you to get into the cycle of a 5-3. So throwing a 5 up and then throwing a 3 underneath it. So we've got a 5 and a 3, 5 and a 3, 5 and a 3. Alternate which hands you start with. And just find some rhythm there, 5 and a 3. So from my digging this morning and my search about what mindfulness is, found 4 key elements. Number 1, it's paying attention and being aware. Okay, so listening, watching, considering what naturally exists. So as we do this, we're aware of 2 things. 1, the fact that we're doing it. We're focusing right on into it. Okay. But also just what's around us. What naturally exists within our surroundings. Just take a moment to just connect with that awareness, be in this moment, pay attention. The second thing was do it on purpose. Intentionally increasing awareness of the experience. Now, as I had loads of things on for you to think about and reflect, we've become less mindful. So as I say this, just make sure that you take a moment to just be in that mindful place. It's really hard to listen and juggle and be mindful. So let's just take a couple of deep breaths in there as we do this. Alternate a 5 and a 3. If you want to intensify this, you can add that 1 in for a 5-3-1. Okay, but what I want you to do is I want to ensure that the thoughts remain at the forefront of the head rather than the actual juggling. 5-3. The third one was very interesting. Non-judgmental. And as I dug that into a little bit more, it read, and it wasn't so much about not being judgmental, but it was more about being curious and objective about the experience, but curious with yourself as what judgment means to you. And the fourth and final one is being in the present moment, being in this space right now. So we've got a 5 and we've got a 3, or a 5-3-1, depending on what we're working with. And we're just letting all of those thoughts wash over us and use them to connect to your space. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment to reflect back to last week. So we can keep working on our 5-3, or you can move this to a 3-3, depending on whichever you want. You can add a third ball in whichever way you want. We're going to go through our Monday to Friday last week, and we're going to reflect back, and we're going to think about the 5 objects or the 1 object that was in your space. Okay, it might have been one thing, it might have been a collection of things. For those that wasn't here last week, or those that wasn't here every day, it was just one thing in your space that is always there, that you might not notice all the time. I'm looking around as I try and find my one. Okay, so I want you to think back to Monday. Okay, so let's say our 3-3 or our 5-3, whatever we do. Think back to Monday. Can you remember what that object was? Maybe Tuesday. Just go through that day, go through that week. Wednesday. Thursday. And Friday. Let's take the balls into 4-4 and then 5-3. 4-4, 5-3. Let's try and find some rhythm there. 4-4, 5-3. 4-4, 5-3. And just take a moment to think about something else that's in your space, your surroundings that you don't normally notice. You'll find as we dig into this, there are lots of things everywhere. 4-4, 5-3. 4-4, 5-3. And as we find the rhythm here, I want you to think about your heart. I want you to think about your hands. And I want you to think about your head. And what is happening inside us to make you stand here right now, how all of these things are working together. Our heart, our hands, and our head. And maybe within all of that, think about something that you're grateful for within you. So we've got 4-4, 5-3. Think about the rhythm as this juggle, as that heartbeat. Think about that brain telling those hands what to do, and those hands taking that journey to do them. 4-4, 5-3. Let's swing our arms. Get a ball in each hand. Let's swing our arms. Let's imagine these are smiles, and we're just going to take a minute of throwing the balls up, catching them, and coming to a smile. So notice on each side I've got a smile going on, and I'm here. So we've got 2 options. We can throw them up in front of us and behind us, which might be a bit trickier. Keep it just in front if you want to. The important thing here is that we are taking all of that, what we've thought about, that awareness, that being here right now, taking it into those smiles, just putting all that energy into those balls. Maybe try a 3-3. Maybe try alternating the arms like this, alternating the smiles. And as we go, a 3-3, I want you to think about the rhythm of this. Try and find some consistent flow. There's always going to be, as we practice, a new thing that jumps into our conscious, our awareness that we're not used to yet. That might throw us off. Okay, let's grab a third ball. And what we're going to do is we're going to work on our 4-4, and we're going to introduce this third ball in our hand again, like we did last week, as our feeling ball. Our feeling that's always there. Our feelings, our emotions, our inner drivers, I suppose you could say in some way. Okay, let's just go 4-4. Okay. When I was going through the internet, patience this morning was a word that stuck out at me. It takes quite a lot to juggle, as we know in here, quite a lot of patience. But I suppose we could apply that same word into everything that we do, right? So as you do this, if you can, I want you to throw that feeling ball into a 1. So for those that know and that have taught me 4-4-1, that 4-4-1, I want you to try and throw that feeling ball across to a 1 in between these two balls as they're in the air. Try it once as a 1 round flash, or continue doing it if you can. So let's just spend a second on that before we talk about patience. 1, 2, and then that 1 goes across. As you throw that 1, recognize it as your feeling ball. I'm going to give it a try in total. Yes. Okay. Yeah, yes, thanks, Rianne. I tell you what, every time I do it gets, like, I mean, obviously it would naturally get easier, but it's really surprising how quick I've picked it up. I think it just clicked. It's a different rhythm, it seems. It's just that bit faster. Okay, so patience. Let's keep working with this. Try and throw that feeling ball across. I found this quote that I really like this morning. Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while you wait. So we will always drop this ball when we're working. It's inevitable. We accept that. But it's about the good attitude. It's about the attitude. So let's just reflect on that for a second, and then we're going to take attitude somewhere else. Oh my God, that was my best yet. Woo. So 4-4, and then a little 1 in between. 4-4-1. So I want you to bring your balls together like this, okay? 3 balls, 3 socks, whatever you've got. And I just want you to look at them. And last minute this morning, I seen this mechanism of mindfulness, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And it was like a triangle, and it was 3 different things. So I don't really know much about it. I'm going to dig into it a bit more tomorrow, and we'll dig into it this week. But this mechanism, the top one was intention. So just look at your ball and think today, that intention ball, point to it, touch it. Think about something you're going to take into your day intentionally this morning on purpose. Okay. The second one was attention. Okay. What we kind of see, what comes to us all the time, what's alerting our attention, if you like. And then the third one was attitude. Okay. So I want you to spend 1 breath thinking about what you're going to go with into your day today with intention, on purpose. What attitude you're going to choose to have for right now to take into your day. And what might grab your attention, what might have the ability to change the way you feel. Okay, and let's just take those balls into, if you can, a cascade 3-3-3. If you can't do that, I just want you to work on a 3-3. Just with 2 balls. If you can't quite get that far yet, just work with 1 ball, throw it across, but make sure you change the balls each time. Throw that intention, that attention, and that attitude. As I say, that was something I grasped this morning, and it clicked. Something clicked in there, and I was like, oh, I need to mention that. So we'll come back to that tomorrow, that cycle of things. Okay, so just take a second to just reflect on that as we breathe in. Just take that rampage of appreciation, that lots of balls being thrown up in the air at once. And this morning, to finish off, instead of sticking it on our head, what we're going to do is we're going to take We're going to take as many balls as we've got in our hands as possible, and anything that might be in your vicinity that if you throw up and down and drop is not going to break. So just take as many things into your hands, collect them. Okay, you are going to be throwing them up and you are going to drop them, but I don't want it to break. So even if it's a little bit of paper like this, whatever it is, just collect it. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to collect. And we're going to hold it in front of our hearts and our arms. Oh, drop it already. And we're going to recognize this as a ball of energy that's going to carry us through today. Okay? We don't know what's going to be in our day today, but we do know how we can choose to feel about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw them up, and we're just going to recognize them as they drop as just negative thoughts or anything negative that might be standing in your way right now. And we're just going to let it drop. Okay, so after 3, let's do this together. 3, 2, 1, throw them up. Hear that sound. Put your hands on your heart. Give yourself a hug for your week ahead. And have a beautiful day. And I will be back tomorrow. And I shall see you then. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, all. And now I'm left with the thought of, I've got to tidy that up now.
Yeah. Choices, remember.
Attitude. I'm going to clean this up.
Oh, yes. Something more to do.
Look at me. Right. Take it easy, people. Have a lovely day.
Cheers, everyone. See you later. Bye.
Thanks, Jack.
No worries. See you later. Bye. Cheers for joining in live, guys. Remember, if you head on over to space-plans.com, the website address is in the status above. You can join us on Zoom, and there's a few videos on there to unlock different things and learn more about juggling. So I shall see you back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Thanks for coming.